Welcome to Chess Talk MMA Top Talk. Our top talk of the day, Chuck the Iceman Liddell. Is he back? Well, according to his announcement today on MMA Hour, he just may be. Reported by Sherdog, Ultimate Fighting Championship Hall of Famer and former light heavyweight champion Chuck Liddell announced to Ariel One on MMA Hour that he is indeed coming out of retirement. While it seems everything is still early in the planning stages, the 48-year-old is targeting a trilogy fight against longtime rival Tito Ortiz. While Liddell and Ortiz are UFC veterans, the chances of them fighting inside the octagon are slim to none. Liddell was, however, confident that the fight would take place with Oscar De La Hoya's new mixed martial arts promotion and could even be a part of the first ever event under that umbrella. Chuck Liddell said, "I will fight again. It's a real thing. They're working on it." Now, I did see a video of Chuck Liddell and Oscar De La Hoya coming outside of a building, a big building. I don't know where it was at. Pretty sure it was in Las Vegas. And Oscar De La Hoya did announce that he's getting into the MMA business. And Chuck Liddell did kind of hint that he probably will be fighting again. I thought it was kind of like a joke. I thought that Chuck actually was planning on helping Oscar De La Hoya, because Chuck did help UFC after he retired as a guy in the office, helping out with just the workings of the business. So to me, to see him with Oscar De La Hoya, I thought that's what it was. He was Oscar De La Hoya's information about the business, but it seems that he's more of a fighter for Oscar De La Hoya and a attraction for Oscar De La Hoya's new promotion than actual, help within the offices of Oscar De La Hoya's new promotion, which I don't know the name of it yet. But he could actually become that. He could be both, because he is a guy that worked under UFC's umbrella as well, other than inside the octagon. But the article goes on and says, while the deal hasn't been finalized, Liddell is targeting a November fight for his return, which will be just before his 49th birthday. The location of the fight will likely be in either Las Vegas or California. Fight fans believe that Iceman was only coming out of retirement for a chance to beat up Ortiz for a third time, but Liddell confirmed he's fighting with or without the 43-year-old Ortiz. It does not hinge on Tito's participation, Chuck said. "I miss it. I never stopped missing it, and I kind of hadn't really thought about it much. And then when he brought it up and we started getting going, and I started training and I started doing stuff again, getting ready to try to take this on, it made me go, you know what? What if he pulls out? Am I not going to fight?" Talk about Tito Ortiz. "Am I going to do all of this and not fight? Oh no. We had to have somebody backing up. And if it doesn't work out with him, I'm still going to give it a shot. It'll be somebody else, one of the guys from my past, probably, most likely, and we'll see where I'm at." I had a feeling I was like a replacement for Tito. That's, if he's fighting a younger guy, all kudos to him, but I don't think he has the quickness or athleticism of a young man like the guys now today, especially to win a fight. But if he fights somebody in the past, like probably Rampage, I could see a Rampage. I could see them trying to get Rampage. I could definitely see that being the next option for a money fight with Chuck Liddell, because I don't see nobody else really other than Randy Couture, which I know he's definitely not fighting again. But Rampage would definitely be one that people want to see, because they have a history just like him and Tito. And I think that would be a trilogy as well, if I'm not mistaken. And the article goes on to say, after suffering 3 consecutive knockouts, Liddell finally retired in 2010, which we all know, and was given a lifetime executive role with UFC, supposedly from President Dana White. as an initiative for staying out of the octagon. His role with the UFC subsequently ended in 2016 after the UFC was sold to WME IMG for $4 billion. So, as I said before, he was working as executive role in the UFC. So that's why I thought, especially when he came out, he had like he kind of dressed conservative a little bit. So I thought that was his role with Oscar De La Hoya. He was taking his expertise in the fight game within the offices to Oscar De La Hoya and helping him out. But that's not the case. But like I said, it could be both. It could be he want to fight and want to give his expertise to Oscar De La Hoya. Continue the rest of the article. It's not too much left, people. While White is strongly against Liddell making the comeback, I would be too, especially at his age and history with the concussions. The Hall of Famer isn't too phased by his former boss's comments. Uh, I'm pretty sure, even though he's older, so I can understand a concussion could be Liddell's too much for Liddell, but at the same time, like it's a lot of fighters that's younger nowadays that's getting concussions. Like you're getting hit in the head constantly, and MMA I think it's even worse than boxing. For me, like I mean, Ronda Rousey tried to claim that MMA impact punches is not as bad as boxing because boxing gloves are wider, so the impact widens around the head, which could be true, scientifically true. But still, MMA with the knees and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of concussions in a lot of fights where people are, when you're concussed, like, or, just wobbly and stuff like that, you're concussed. So, but I feel Dana White on his age range for having concussions and going into trying to further his career in fighting is probably not the best idea. But I mean, he should use the word concussion because I mean I know there's a lot of fighters. Fucking Rocky Pennington, I'm pretty sure she had a fucking concussion when she walked out of that fucking octagon this weekend. So stop it, Dana White. But anyway, Liddell continues to say, with all due respect, yeah, leave it alone, leave me alone. Liddell said to Dana White, you promised something to me for a long time, and it's gone. But it's not even that. I want to fight. I miss everything. Everyone always asks me, "Hey man, this must be a lot better than fighting." No, no, no. I still that was my favorite. I don't know what that means. That's what the article says. No, no, no. I still that was my favorite thing. Okay, I don't know. Typo. My wife asks me, "How do you like doing that?" My wife asks me that all the time. I still miss. I still miss it. I miss everything. I miss cutting weight. I miss everything that goes with it. Everything, the good, the bad, it's all of it. I mean, I miss hanging out the gym, going and working out every day. It's fun to me. Uh, he concludes, it's opinion, which it kind of abbreviates White, meaning Dana White. It's how he feels. It's that okay with me. You're entitled to your opinion and what you think. It's a lot of typos right here. Everybody entitled to their opinion. If I can fight, if I can't fight, if I don't feel like I can perform or go out there and perform, I wouldn't. But I feel like I can still perform, especially enough to beat Tito. I wouldn't disagree with that, Chuck. So I'll be ready. Dale said he plans on making some defensive adjustments, to his game for his comeback, and will try to avoid his old style of standing and protect. In the pocket and exchanging, which I agree. I was wondering that. I was like, okay, even if he fight, especially Rampage still been fighting over the last couple of years, and he hasn't progressed as a fighter. He's still the same fighter, but Rampage still is in decent shape. I assume since he fought like in the last year and a half. I don't think he fought this year, but he fought last year, I think, in Bellator. Uh, Rampage exposed Chuck because of Chuck's style. Chuck really didn't have a defense other than takedown defense. Chuck whole game was to counter. He made people follow him and he counters. He did his whole thing when he circles around the octagon and try to avoid. Basically his defense was to avoid any shots, but lure people into his shots and get the knockout. And Rampage was the guy that broke the ice with that. And I can see, like I said, Rampage being the guy who replaced Tito if Tito does not want to be a part of this rematch. Anyway, to finish up the final sentence of this article, while this may not be the news fans of the Iceman want to hear, he did promise he'll still be the same heavy hitting guy he was before. So good for Chuck. I mean, I I kind of disagree with Dana, just for the simple fact I know that guys in Chuck era is still fighting like Arlovsky. Uh, who else? I can't think of nobody under UFC banner other than that. But people outside the UFC banner is still fighting too, like Rampage. And even Rampage came back to UFC, but it was like a lot of legal issues with Rampage being there or whatever. But Dana White is being hypocritical because, like I said, Arlovsky is a good example of a guy during that age that we know got fucking concussion issues from the past, and he's still fighting as well. I don't know. I can't claim that he has even worse condition than Liddell when it comes to concussions, but I'm pretty sure he has a concussed issue from the past, and he's still fighting under UFC banner. I think Dana White, and they probably think with Dana White as a friend, like not saying he doesn't care about Arlovsky, but as a friend, Dana White is looking out for a friend and saying, okay, you need to stop. You know, you probably can pass the doctor exam to fight, but at the same time, in your head, deep down your head, you shouldn't fight. Whereas Arlovsky, same thing is probably going on, but he's not as close as Chuck, and not trying to throw no drum out there that Dana White is saying fuck Arlovsky and Chuck. I look out for it because he's a friend, but I do think it's more a concern as a friend that he's not letting him fight more than anybody else that could be an older fighter as his age and still fighting and has the same issues, which I doubt they do not. Which I don't doubt that they do not. But yeah, cool for Chuck. I'm very interested. I'm very interested as well in Oscar De La Hoya actually being a part of the MMA world. And when I heard that, I definitely wanted to learn more about this. But he's been very vague, very kept secret about how he's going to run this promotion. And I know Mayweather definitely wanted to do the same thing, get into the business, and thought he's going to change the game of how fighters get paid. But I think he kind of found out that it's not as easy as it sounds. Plus, when you got the biggest brand in in MMA, doing setting the foundation of how pay should be, then that kind of messes up anybody else coming along and trying to change that. And I think a lot of people in MMA don't mind the way UFC set things up because it saves them money and they make more money off top of the gate. So could it change? Could it be like boxing? Could they get more promoters involved? Because that's the way they got to do it. Because boxing, they have more than one promoter. They have a lot of guys that put pretty much unionize their promotions together to have a bigger person, have a bigger more to come into the gate. It's like they put their money all in, and then they pay the fighters, and that's how fighters get more money because it's more than one, one one boss or one promoter that's promoting the actual event, and that's how boxing does that. You'll see they have one promoter and one boss, which Dana White is not really the head boss no more. I think he's still like the executive producer, the executive or president. He's still president, but there's only one office. Whereas in boxing, it's many people and many offices that come together and makes the event more profitable. You'll see when you got one boss like WWE, same thing. You ought to be funded by one person. Anyway, a lot of people understand that. A lot of people know that if you're into fighting. But if Oscar De La Hoya tries to bring that boxing mentality or promoter mentality uh, to MMA, that'd be great for that'd be great for a lot of people. And obviously, if Oscar De La Hoya's invested his time in MMA, he knows there's money there. He knows it's probably is going to eventually. A lot of people will disagree with this. I disagree with this 5 years or 2 years ago that MMA could take over boxing. And a lot of people would disagree with that. Boxing, I think boxing will always be around. It's like any sport; it always will stay around because people will gravitate to like one specific style of sport. Like just kickboxing or just boxing or just MMA or whatever. So boxing will always be around, but MMA keeps growing. It's not dying. They have their moments where they drop, but boxing drops a lot too. And I think there will be a person. It probably will not even be UFC or even Oscar De La Hoya, but somebody find a formula where MMA will go to the next level and be the number one fighting brand for paying and everything. Saying where guys can go there and make an actual better living and make guaranteed millions and not just a couple thousands. Like they will. It will be a day where people will be making money like McGregor without having to be McGregor. And, the next level of making money will have to be like Floyd Mayweather or something like that. In MMA. So I think that day will come. I said it will come within this decade, but probably next decade, more than likely. But yeah, Kufa Iceman Liddell. I definitely like to see him fight Rampage more than Tito. I really don't want to see him with Tito. I think it's so predictable. Tito has never progressed as a fighter. He's still the same fighter, just like Chuck probably will be the same fighter you go in there. But I like to see a banger. I think with Chuck and Rampage, you will definitely see two guys that will fucking bang it out, and somebody will get knocked out. Whereas Tito, he will try to bang with Chuck, but Tito never had the best hands to hang with Chuck. But Tito game is wrestling. I don't think you take Chuck down still to this day. So it is what it is. But anyway, thanks for tuning in to another Top Talk. Please like and subscribe. And as always, people, please keep your testing.